in Scorpio. Now, it doesn't matter if you're watching this live, it doesn't matter if you're watching this a year from now. This transmission is going to serve you and serve you well, as I believe that when you find your way to these videos, they are absolutely in alignment with the right time for you. So welcome, 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 my love. All right, and for those of you that are here with me live, please let me know how the sound is. We've been working around the cicadas, so if you hear any, what some are calling white noise in the background, please know it's part of the Bali soundtrack. I'm doing my best to make sure that we can get that crystal clear for you. So, okay, beautiful, sounds perfect, lovely. All right, so new moon in Scorpio. I'm going to talk about it a little bit while we let some people hop on here live. New moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is one of the most intense water signs that we have. It's one of the most intense signs of the zodiac, which is a really beautiful thing because sometimes we need that intensity to really start building momentum with that expansion and contraction. And so that's why in the last week, you may or may not have felt it, to be opening, like your field is opening, the possibilities are opening, the creativity is opening. We're really experiencing a more collective, like breath of fresh air. And of course, it depends on your own cycles and that sort of thing. But ultimately, there's something really beautiful happening here that we're going to tap into as we go into this transmission that's going to deepen our confidence in ourselves, deepen the trajectory of where it is that we're going by also activating. Yes, we are going to release and let go of the things that we are, that are no longer serving us, but to also give yourself the permission to really, really, really anchor that light through your body. As a human being, you are part of the conduits between realms. And yes, Robin, thank you for reminding me, it is a super new moon, which means the moon is at its closest proximity to Earth, a little bit more amplification on what's already taking place. It's a really, really beautiful thing. So connecting your root chakra from the center of, your root chakra down to the center of the earth, create that nice grounding cord. And as we chat about it and allow more people to come on, go ahead and again, just simply let yourself feel that anchoring presence and feel yourself releasing. Feel yourself just simply letting go. Feel all that is no longer serving you falling down to the center of the earth while you set your space on release. Now just go ahead and give yourself a minute to take a few deep breaths. And set your intention for what it is that you want to get out of this. What is it that you want to receive? Is there any clarity? Is there anything that's coming through for you that's going to give you the opportunity to know where it is that you're going and where you're moving forward? As I mentioned, we're going to deepen our internal self-confidence and our connection to our own creativity. So the things in your world that are working for you right now, we're going to amplify. We're going to encourage. We're going to just add some more juice to that. So pay attention to the things that are working. That's what we're going to focus on. And by default, that expansion is going to start bringing you out to the outer edges of your current capacity. And so when you expand internally, you'll find those edges. We don't necessarily have to go around digging for them. But when you allow that to expand fully for yourself, you open that field of awareness, you open that field of your own consciousness that naturally finds your edges. And so when you naturally find those edges, you can go ahead and just simply lean into them, allow them to teach you, allow them to guide you. And because those edges were created when you did not have the emotional capacity or the emotional intelligence that you have now, when you come to them now, you can actually break it down. You can break down those edges and expand a little bit more. And so my personal goal, my personal intention is to open us all into experiencing more of the miracle vibration, experiencing more of the miracle of possibilities, the miracle of opportunities. We have been so stuck, all of us. Nobody has been immune to the fearful survival energy that's going on this planet in these last couple of years. And so to be able to shift ourselves out of that and actually start rising above what is chaotic and rising above what is fear-based programming and rising above what's going on in the collective, because ultimately a lot of the people in the collective aren't here watching these videos, but you are. So let's go ahead and rise, bring your frequency into such a space that if the collective is vibrating here, and this is fear, this is scarcity, this is, I don't know what's going to happen, this is like what's going on with the political agenda, what's going on with the conspiracies, what's going on with like all of the things. There's so much, right? But we all get to pick our own avenue in this world. We all get to pick our own avenue as to how these things are going to be working for us. And I say that for us. They're working with us in unison to be able to rise above, find that tide that is available to us, that has been specifically designed for us to be aligned with our soul path, to be aligned with our soul calling, to be able to really, really feel the graciousness within the center of your own being that's going to open so many doors of possibilities, so many doors of new insights and new awareness, that there's so much available to us. And so that's what my intention is here, is to bring each and every one of us into the awareness of what is available to us now, and how do we actually let it in without sabotaging, without thinking we're not good enough, without pushing it away, without rejecting. We want to be able to receive what is here and what is available for us, so that these opportunities can be received with an open and gracious heart that allows for those miracles to occur, that allows for the support to come in, that allows for the creativity to start moving through effortlessly, that allows for the space and time for creativity to move effortlessly. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing when we can feel that energy moving inside of our physical body, when we feel that energy moving inside of us on the cellular level. That's what we're evoking. That's what we're using the Scorpio new moon to really tap into. The Aries full moon, last transmission we did, it was a little bit darker, had a little bit more spice. We needed to go into it. Now we're feeling the sensation of new things coming to fruition and things that we've been manifesting for a very, very long time. Hi, Kat. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right. So let's go ahead and take a couple nice, big, deep breaths. And I also want to say this, I want to leave a little extra time than we have before. I want to leave a little bit more extra time at the end for us to dive into questions. So maybe you want to write down some questions now when you're writing your intention so that you have them towards the end. But I'd really love to open a little bit more of a discussion, because as we know, the transmission energy can be a bit ungrounding. It can be a bit expansive. And so I really like it when we are able to go into the transmission space, open that field of awareness, start channeling more energy through our body, and then be able to have a discussion, eyes open. You could be journaling, you're just sipping on some tea, whatever it is that feels right for you. But we really want to ground and come back in. So even if you're watching the replay, I do encourage you not to skip out on the end part or the end question. Just leave the video running so that you're still in that field, because the intention of that space is to really bring us down and actually start doing the integration work. So instead of popping you into this transmission space, opening your field, opening your awareness, opening your channels, opening your chakras, and then just letting you go, it's like, okay, well, let's come back into that space, just so that you feel held, you feel nurtured, you feel that you're, moving through in a way that helps you to integrate, so there's not frazzled loose ends. So that really is my intention with all of this. And of course, I do want to say, please, if you haven't already, like the video. If you're not a subscriber, which about 50% of my viewers are not, please feel free to subscribe and tune in more frequently with me. I'm here and I promise to be awake with you for the journey and the ride of this life, and offering as much tools of ascension guidance as I possibly can through the channel that I have been gifted. All right, my sweet love. So let's go ahead and take a couple nice, big, deep breaths. And if you feel called, please feel free to type into the comments the color that you're vibrating at today, so that you can have your own clear bubble. Beautiful. Oh, the energy just already feels so good in this container. So as we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. I ataniki awa usu anaya wa uapu uku utanakai. Ia ua anaya wa ua haaka anei. I aka uapu usu unaki ia wa haaka. Ia anaya ai onaya a. Opayana iki ia wa haasa anaya. Iki awa. Ikia wa anaya ia aka yane ia wa ha'aka. Breathe in deeply, allowing yourself to feel connected from your root chakra again, all the way down to the center of the planet, making sure that grounding cord is nice and solid, nice and clear, nice and grounded. Allowing the essence of your being to really start tapping in to the consciousness of your body so that your conscious, egoic mind can really start to feel the healing power of these subtle energies that are moving through this field. You may be wondering how you're able to feel this energy in no time and space, meaning if you're here with me live, we're obviously not in the same location. And if you're watching this on the replay, you're obviously not watching it during the same time, yet you can feel the energy that is the space that we are holding. And the reason for that is that there is no space and no time in the quantum field. So no matter where a person is on the planet, or no matter where I am on the planet, there is a connection that's being made in the quantum field. This is the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is a dimension made of energy only. There is no matter. There are no solid objects. So when we say that we are the conduits between realms, it means that we are a physical body. We are a human body. We have to eat. We have to nurture ourselves. We have basic needs. There's certain things that the physical human body needs. There are certain things that the emotional body needs. There are things that the mental body needs. And when we go into the energetic and spiritual body, this is the aspect of us that exists in the fifth dimension. This is the part of you that is existing in this field of awareness, which is also why it is important to make sure that you are staying grounded and in your body. It is not the intention for these calls for you to shift out of your body and astral travel, although it's also quite common. Oftentimes, the reason for this is because the physical body or the energetic body starts to tap on emotions that may be too real for the subconscious mind to connect to the conscious mind yet, which is also why I recommend listening to some of these transmissions multiple times so that you can really start to tune in to the field in your own mind, the field in your own awareness that is opening your heart space in such a way that you are able to actually integrate as you are healing. Beautiful. So take a couple more nice big deep breaths and really feeling into your physical body. In order to become the alchemist between the non-physical into the physical, meaning and able to make your visions become a reality, to be grounded in this form, they must be embodied. They must come through you embodied. So as much fun as it is to expand and expand and expand and astral travel and release from our own body and to do these things in the visionary, imaginative field, as we all do, we are all conscious co-creators. It is just as important to stay connected to Mama Gaia. It is just as important to stay connected to the earth, to the material world. Beautiful, and just simply breathe. So recognizing that when we dance in unison, meaning the physical world is balanced with the meaning and connection to the non-physical world, and the non-physical world is just as important to the meaning and the matter of the physical world. We are becoming the conduits between realms. We already are. But when we are able to be conscious to it, meaning we start to direct our mind to be more open to the awareness of this field of possibilities, it makes it just a little bit easier to start seeing where you have let yourself down in the past by not fully connecting all aspects of self into your own unified field. And this is what we are being shown today. And simply breathe. Allow yourself to be calm, steady, gracious, loving. As you open yourself to the field of possibilities that is most aligned with the timeline of your absolute highest and best life experience. Now, in this field of possibilities, there are infinite choices, and this is where your free will comes into play. Your free will is also run and operated by subconscious patterns of circumstances and things that have happened in your life, whether it be in your soul experience and or your personal human life experience. So when you feel into your free will and you recognize and acknowledge that you have an infinite field of possibilities in front of you, which is the one that you choose? Which is the one that you align yourself to? And this is why it is so important to be aware of how we are emotionally reacting to circumstances and emotionally reacting to things that are taking place that are keeping us or knocking us out of alignment with our highest and best calling. This is ultimately each and every single human being has a different set of responsibility in that way. And that is to stay aligned and to stay clear and to stay focused with the intention of aligning energetically. When you focus on the frequency of how these things are working for you, you will align with the path of your soul calling that brings you into your most beautiful, most gracious, easily, most rewarding, most blessed timeline. And so in this field of possibilities, there is one that is available to you that offers the most ease and grace. This is not to say that contrast won't arise. Contrast will arise, and even with that, it's beautiful, it's perfect, it's fine. You are experiencing the edge of your capacity to grow. So when contrast arises or when triggers happen, pause. Be still. do nothing until you give yourself the space inside to go within, to open up whatever stored experience is in there that is activating the trigger or is activating the edge, and then simply lean in. Lean in and allow that spaciousness of that trigger or of that experience to open up more fully. And breathe. Simply breathe. Ia anakai uapu sanakai anakai awa uapu kutanakai itakanakai awa asanakai itakanaya uapu ku otakai ia tanaki iawa haukupu suunakai ayawa atanakai atarake awapuaka ia tanaki uapu kukunakai isa kanaki awa haakapu unakai isa anaki ia ua tunakai, ia ua pu uku takarake, anakurukuraka, ua pu tukurukaraka anaki, ia waka, ia sa tatanaki, ia ua hu ukupu, utakarake anakai, ia wa sa anakai wa, ikua pu, ukua pu, ukua pu, ukua pu, ukua pu, anakai, ia wa ua so anaki, ia wa akapu, uku, kukunakai, itarake, ua pu tukurukarake nakai, wa aka anakai, ia anakai, ia wa ha'awa pu uku ania ha'akai wa sisi anaya wa ua pu uku anakai, ia wa ha'aka inakai, ikitikitiki wa ia wa ua pu uku ananake, ia kanaki, ia wa uku pu uku dakirike onakai, itakaraka utakarake anakai, ia wa ua pu usanaki, ia wa ha'aka utarake, onakai wa uapuku ukua anakai iawa uapuku onakai. Okay, so what's happening with this channel of codes? It's like it's a very technical teaching that's coming in. It's the light language is my higher self speaking directly to your higher self to show you it's like some of the laws of the way that this quantum field works, so that you can really attribute and integrate the intelligence of your human mind. This is incredible. So we know that the light codes activate dormant DNA. We know that the light codes, as far as I can tell, is like the fastest path of healing energy that I've experienced in my 1/3 of my life being fully dedicated to this world. And so what I'm seeing now is that it's actually expanding the capacity of your human mind to be able to experience things from a different level of intelligence, as well as a different level of problem solving, not just in the third dimension, but because you're opening your awareness to be a multidimensional being, a conscious multidimensional being, you are becoming more aware of how that fifth dimensional experience works. And so Yanaki uapu sa atakai ni wa ha'aya. Ia inekai uapu uku atanaki ia wa ha'akapu usu unakai ia wa uapuku utatake. They're showing me if you're challenged with anything going on technologically and also with logistics and agreements, to know that you are supported, and if you are open to receiving the help, there's a group of beings, there's a group of guides that are showing up right now that are like, we're here to help with the technicals. We're here to help with what needs to take place with technology. We're here to help take place with paperwork, or we're here to help support with agreements being made, documents being signed. We're also here to help with organizing divine meetings. So if you're feeling called to go somewhere, if you're feeling an innate impulse, like an intuitive impulse that's like, go here now, listen to it. Act on every single ping. Every single one. The more, and be easy on yourself when you don't, but the more that you listen to it and the more that you activate it, the more that muscle becomes stronger, and you become more confident in being able to follow each and every single one, so that when big opportunities come to you, you can feel very confident in your ability to choose what is right and best to you, as well as making agreements that are going to work very well for you also. Ia anakai, ua saya anakai, ia tatake inikia wa hu'ukupu. Osusana yawa akapuani ikiawa haana yawa. Ikuapu utanakai iawa aka sanakai iawa haaka. Ikane ikana ikiniawa. Ia iniki ayana akawapua haaka. Ia si ki iawa haaka unakai iawa utukanakai iawa haa anake iaka akunakai. Su ana ia iawa haakana ia uapu uku utana iawa haaka anaki iawa a. Okay, they're showing me that how things were done in the past is not how things are being done now and in the future. So there's a rearranging, especially those of us who are deprogramming ourselves from the patriarchal societal structure of doing business and certain things that are now becoming very outdated. So what we want to do is we really want to look at and see how honorable we are with, honoring and staying attuned with being able to receive support through blind trust and blind faith. And they're saying this is not a test. We're not testing you to see if you trust us or not, but rather what the intention is with the blind faith and the blind trust is to continue to strengthen your ability to be with yourself in the present moment. And as you strengthen your ability to be with yourself in the present moment and make clear decisions based on what your intuition is telling you, rather than being able to see so far ahead, it is going to strengthen your confidence in all dimensions, in all spaces, in all time. So that's really, like, if you're feeling that you can't see 2 steps ahead and you're used to being able to see 5 or 10 steps ahead so that you know that you're on the right trajectory, it's because you're not meant to be forecasting. You're not meant to be throwing your energy out that way. It's important to cultivate the skills of being here in this present time moment, this here and now, that's going to, again, soften your egoic way of rationalizing and critically thinking, which of course is important, but it is also about really connecting in with yourself as soul and using your internal compass to navigate. So again, nice big deep breaths. Take another nice couple deep breaths, focusing on your root chakra all the way down to the center of the planet. If you're noticing you going in and out of your body or in and out of consciousness, that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. And just simply come back to that root chakra base right there at the base of your spine. Ground all the way down to the center of the earth. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Allow what is meant to be to fall away from your root. Feeling just a gentle ease, a gentle grace of the old system, the old paradigms that we've all been indoctrinated into, allowing those ways to fall away as new systems are being formed, as new ideals are being created, as there are so many brilliant people on this planet that are in an extraordinary mode of creation. That life in and of itself is opening in really powerful, powerful, powerful ways. That when we allow ourselves to vibrationally align with these new frequencies and new paradigms, we're also walking on the leading edge of consciousness, leading edge of the consciousness movement, the leading edge of what is available here for us. as we move forward to consistently see ourselves more clearly. Aya na ia wa uapaya ka ni I sa nakai ia wa upukua. Ia anaki ia asanai ia upukua. Uta nakai ia haanakai ia wa ia wa usu. Aya wa usu unuku uputuka nia wa. Ia oaka anaki ia wa haakani si aka susuni ia wa. Uapukua unakai ia wa. And take a couple nice big deep breaths and even allow that energy to flow down through your legs, down past your feet. There's a little chakra at the bottom of your feet, right below your feet. Just allow that chakra to connect down also into the center of Mama Gaia. Feeling yourself fully anchoring and balancing that energetic frequency or that energetic space, again, between the fifth dimension and the third dimension. So maybe even wiggling your toes a little bit, reminding yourself of your body, reminding yourself to stay conscious and present. Isani iya ha'anakai, iya wa unoko uapunakai, iya nakai. There's a prayer coming in here about releasing karma. So we're just going to do a bit of a karma wash through the Akashic records. Your higher self is your own healer. Your higher self is your own guru. And again, if it feels right for you to receive from you in this space, there's no other beings, there's no other anything coming into or, being a part of this healing for you unless you call them in. But right now, simply inviting your higher self to essentially do a defragmenting inside of your own body, inside of your own field, that's going to open your heart space, open your chakras, allow all of the karmic debts that are owed to you, as well as karmic debts that you owe, to be cleared as much as they possibly can in these moments. If there's any space even within yourself that you have a subconscious guilty conscience about things that have happened in the past, these are karmic debts that you feel you owe that are being held onto, whether because you did something out of integrity or this, that, and the other, whatever it is, whatever reasons you're holding on to it. Maybe you did something that somebody else taught you to do that wasn't fully aligned with you. And this is okay. This is how we learn. So the anecdote for this, to be able to release yourself from these karmic debts, is to forgive yourself for holding on to them. So it's karmic debts owed to you and karmic debts that you owe. When you release these patterns, when you release these agreements, it's almost like you're ending contracts before they start. And this is okay. The reason that this is okay is that the ones that are meant to be and the ones that will stick as we all choose to ascend to a higher vibrational capacity, a higher vibrational frequency, we can ascend and create new agreements that are matching that particular frequency that we are elevating ourselves into, that isn't based on past programmings and past experiences or ideas. Again, there's a new order being created. I'm not talking about the new world order. We are creating a new order in the chaos that is going on in this world, again, by being on the leading edge of consciousness. That leading edge of consciousness, we are the trailblazers. We are the way showers. We are the ones that are going to be piercing through unconscious energy in our communities, in our families, even if in some cases we want to feel shy and stay hidden and this, that, and the other. Now is not the time for that. And your higher self, your heart, all of it, all the pieces are going to come together for you to be able to confidently step into a role of being able to support others. And it's going to be in a role that feels right and natural to you, probably because it's something that you've been through in this world already, and it's a way for you to be able to offer your support in a way that is fulfilling to others. Aya unakai ua sa aniawa, iawa ua pu uku ana haaya, I kaya wa anakai, iawa ua sa aniki iawa haaka, ia atana ia ua pu uku anai, ia anakai ia utanakai, I si ini iawa haaka, I si ini hi iawa aka, o pu unaiawa ia uku unai haaka. Opening and releasing, opening and releasing. Whatever you're seeing or feeling moving through your body, it's safe to open up and let go. Bringing yourself back into complete unison with the earth. Reminding yourself that you are made of organic material. You are an organic Christed being. And if that word is activating for you, that's okay. Let it go. You don't need to, be neutral. It's okay. Ia na kaya wa uapu utu ukunakai. Ia wa uapu uku ukunakai. Isa ya nia haaya wa ai kaya na haia wa. Ua onakai ia wa uapu uku unaiwa. Ia ua uanai wa ia aniki ia wa haaka. Aya sanakai I tatake. I uku unaku aya anakai. Ia haanaya wa. Ia wa onakai upuku ukunakai. Ia sa anaya wa akaya wa. All right, and so now if it feels right to you to allow yourself to go deeper and let go. This is your opportunity to astral travel. This is your opportunity to let go of your body if it feels right for you to gather information. You're held and you're in a safe container. You're in a safe space. And so just simply feel what that feels like. You can let go of the grounding cord and just feel into the sensation of how that feels different. And again, just simply breathing, breathing, breathing. Breathe deep. And allow what is releasing to be released. To honor and balance. As you surrender even more fully. Letting your higher self guide your consciousness. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. allowing spaciousness for the highest illumination of grace. Giving yourself a moment to feel into the clarity that you're able to access in this space. Go ahead and ask your higher self to guide you to what are your next best steps. And breathing in, breathing out, feeling the state of bliss as any resistance, any patterns of self-sabotage, any patterns of competition or comparison with others is brought to the surface, recognizing that these are all patterns of learned behavior that can be deprogrammed from the egoic identity on a frequency level. So we're transmuting those now, bringing unconditional love and acceptance to each and every part of you, in the deepest spaces of your own consciousness, the deepest spaces of your own awareness, the deepest spaces of your own connection to self and soul, allowing all that is meant for you to be open in its pure form. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and simply soften and surrender. Aya onaya wa opukua, ia anakai, ia wa uakanakiawa. Iawa uapu unukua, ia onakiawa, ayawa unakai. Ia anikia, ayawa asana, iawa haakapu. Ua anaya, hia ua ayawa anaya. Yaya onai ikia ayanaya, ayawa. Feeling even some of those hardened, restrictive areas within your own body, within your own field, within your own makeup. Allow that to open even more fully, to let go and to purge, surrendering what no longer serves, as gently, openly, willingly as possible. Knowing that what is being highlighted to let go of is a suggestion of your higher self. This aspect of you that has a bird's eye view insight and also x-ray vision into the world of what it is that you're holding on to consciously and unconsciously. So when these things are illuminated, you're able to see those parts of yourself more clearly, to be able to surrender these denser hardened frequencies that oftentimes are learned behavior. They don't even come from your original state of being. What you're